Hello, how are you? I am coming to you again live for day two of our path to or series on unlocking our aligned selves. I'm inside. If you're in California or somewhere else, maybe it's like super windy out there. My husband's work actually had to close because um, the power pole it's called went down, and so they sent everybody home. So if you're out there, be careful. As well as I watched some of the video from yesterday and it seemed a little weird, a little delayed. So I mentioned I'm playing around with a new way to do this. So I'm trying it inside on the desktop with the best equipment to see if that's any better. Let me know what you think. If you have issues, and as well as anything that you took away from yesterday or at the end of today, what you might take away as well. So today, day two is all about self-doubt. Not quite as fun as self-discovery, but I'm sure if you're in this work or curious about this work, you know that it is necessary. So self-doubt is right when we have doubt in ourselves, we have a lack of confidence. It's typically caused by limiting beliefs that we have. Limiting beliefs are typically things that we think, that we tell ourselves, that we believe that aren't necessarily true. A lot of times they can be things that we're afraid of people finding out about us. We can even have limiting beliefs about other people. We can have limiting beliefs about our skill set or about our personality, call it. Right? So I am an introvert, which I believe could actually also sort of be called a limiting belief, but we're not going to go there with labels. That could be a different topic for a different day. Um, but I would tell myself, I'm too introverted to make the most of that networking event, or I'm too introverted to speak up in meetings. And um, is that true? Is that serving me? So the two questions I would invite you to ask if you come up with a limiting belief, if you catch yourself catching a limiting belief, and this is actually the way to identify as well. If you have a limiting belief, is to ask yourself either, and this is from Byron Katie, I think, from like 2002 or 2004 when I read it. Um, do you know that to be 100% true? Mhm. I find this to be super helpful, very valuable. When I first started my business, one of the things I would constantly, say to myself or think, didn't really go around talking to myself, mostly talk to the pups, right? So maybe I would say, "Hey, Leo, I've been in finance for 20 years. I know nothing about marketing. I couldn't possibly know how to market my business." Is that 100% true? I mean, I worked with marketing people, basically supported marketing for a decade. Is it true that I don't know how to market my business? We don't know. If it's 100% true, do I know with 100% certainty that that is true? The answer is always no. We cannot know anything with 100% certainty. The other question I like to ask myself is that serving me? So if I believe that I know all of finance and don't know anything about marketing and therefore don't know how to market my business, don't have any ideas about how to market my business, is that thought serving me? Hmm, probably not. Most of the time, it's not serving us. If you're not sure if it's serving you, you can go further and you can ask yourself, okay, this is the thought I have. So, one of the thoughts that I brought up in my boundaries training a couple weeks ago was, one of my big blocks to saying no to people is I think a good person would want to say yes. And so if I don't want to say yes, that makes me a bad person, right? Obviously. So do I know that to be 100% true? No. Is it serving me? I'm not sure. Maybe it is serving me, right? Because I'm doing the thing, I'm saying yes to the person. So maybe it is serving me or serving the greater good, right? Well, what I can ask myself is, okay, so when I think, oh, a good person would want to say yes, how does that make me feel? Or how do I feel? I hate saying it like that. How does it make me feel? Because we choose our feelings. But how do I feel when I think that or believe that a good person would want to say yes? Well, I feel guilty as crap. I feel like a bad person. I feel disappointed. I feel frustrated. I probably feel a little sad. I feel a little shame, right? Because a good person would want to say yes and would say yes, and I don't want to say yes, so I must be a bad person, and that fills me with shame. And from there, when I'm feeling that way, how do I behave? What actions do I take on? People pleaser, typically, if that's what I'm feeling shame, guilt, sadness, frustration. I'm gonna say yes to the thing, whatever it is that they've asked, typically, begrudgingly, with resistance. I'm not gonna be happy about it. I might try and fake it, but we all know that you can't really fake it. You can fake it a little, but people generally know when you're not thrilled 100% to be there doing the thing. So I begrudgingly do this thing. What are the results that I get? The results that I get are that whatever it is, it's not up to my 100%. And I truly believe that unless we're fully enrolled in something and on board and want to do it, we cannot give our 100%. It's literally impossible because if there's a hint of resistance, if there's a hint of begrudging, is that a word? It is now. That means that our giving and our efforts and our best self is not at 100%. It can't be because there's some of this resistance in there, which there's only 100%. So if 2%, even 2% or 1% is going to resistance or begrudging, then you cannot give 100%. Your efforts, the thing that you're doing, whether it's for work, personal, social that you're showing up to, you're not going to be giving 100%. So you do the thing you don't want to do. I do the thing I don't want to do. It can't be done 100%. It might be done better than somebody else's 100% because I might be a rock star. But I'm going to know, and anybody that knows me well is going to know that that's not up to my 100%. So those are the results that I get. And this is the chain that you can follow through. So I have the thought, right? If a good person would want to say yes, which causes me to feel shame, guilt, a little bit of anger, frustration, sadness, disappointment in myself, disappointment in them, probably frustration with the whole situation, which then leads to me begrudgingly or doing the thing with resistance, which then leads to it not really getting done as well as it could get done, whatever it is. And that's how we know I can look at that and say, ooh, yeah, that's not serving me. And it ain't serving nobody else, right? Because we all want somebody that shows up 100%. In the other example that I had said, or a different example, at work, what is something that I believe I'm not qualified enough for that promotion. Okay. Do we know that to be 100% true? No, we never know if it's 100% true, ever, 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 ever. But that might not be enough to trick the brain to realizing that it's a limiting belief. So then what do? I'm not qualified enough for that promotion, or I don't know the right people to get that promotion. How does that make me feel? Makes me feel annoyed, makes me feel frustrated, makes me feel disappointed in myself. I should have done more. I should be more qualified. I should know the right people. I should have been networking more. I should have been working harder. I should have been getting all these degrees or all these certificates or whatever it is, right? So very disappointed in myself, frustrated with the situation, guilty, a little bit of shame that I want this thing, that I can't have it, or I don't think I can have it. What are the actions I take? I probably don't apply for it. Or maybe I apply for it, but even as I'm applying for it, I don't really believe that I'm qualified enough for it. Which again, right now we get to, even if we get the interview, right? We only have 100% of feeling that we can have. If even 1% or 2% is taken by this belief and feeling of disappointment and shame that we're not as qualified for the job as we think we should be, then we cannot show up at 100%. So you will not show up as your best self during the interview. You can't. It's impossible. The trick is to, what do we all say, right? Awareness is step one, is to become aware of our thoughts. How do you do that? You watch it. You pay attention. You can even start by paying attention to what you say to other people or what you think to say to other people. Like if maybe your colleague says, "Oh, I'm going to apply for that job," and you say, "Oh, they're not qualified for that." Turn the mirror. You're probably thinking that about you. You see how you are talking about or the judgments that you have on other people. It's probably how you're judging and thinking about yourself. What we resist persists, and what annoys, frustrates, irks us about other people is actually what's true for us. So if you watch your judgments and what you're saying, that person needs to lose weight. That person should be working harder. That person doesn't put in enough hours. That person will never be loved. That's what you're thinking about. That's who you're really thinking it about. And is it serving you? Okay, so that's the opportunity, as we like to say in corporate speak. How do we solve it? How do we change it? How do we stop it? The first step, as we've said, is awareness. You cannot stop something you don't know is happening. You must be aware of it. The other thing you can do is to go through that chain of events, but go through it backwards. So, what was the example that we used before? I'm not qualified to get the promotion, right? So I don't show up at the interview, which means I don't get the job at 100%. Okay. So what is the result that I actually want? Well, I actually want to kick ass. I don't know if you're allowed to say that, so sorry, kick butt at the interview, and I want to get the job. Okay. To do that, what actions do I have to take? Well, I have to apply. I have to make sure my resume is as kick butt as it can be. I need to prep. And we all know that when it comes to interviewing, we need to feel confident in ourselves, in our abilities to learn, to figure it out, and to, I'm going to call it serve. You can call it whatever you want, but really to show up and do the job. We may not know all the things right now, but we need to have confidence that we are going to bring value to this team. Okay. Those are the actions I have to take. To take those actions, how do I want to feel? I need to feel confident. I would argue that you really need to feel courageous because you don't get confidence until you've done the thing. And to do the thing, you need to have courage, but we'll put them both on the list. I want to feel courageous. I want to feel confident. I want to feel grounded. I want to feel calm. I want to feel qualified. I want to feel good. I want to feel strong or powerful or whatever those words are for you. I want to feel capable. And so now, okay, that's how you want to feel. What thought is going to help you, enable you? I was going to say cause, but again, I don't love that because we choose our thoughts and we can choose our feelings. But what thought can you think that's going to help you feel confident, courageous, grounded, calm, qualified, capable, ready to take on interviewing for this job? One thought could be, I have a unique skill set that this team probably needs. I have figured out 100% of my job so far. To be able to give 110%, I know I can do that in this other job, in this new job, in this new promotion. This isn't such a nice one, but I've seen people at that level. I've got one up on them. I could do their job. What else would be empowering? I'm ready for this job. I may not be as qualified as I'd like to be, as I wish I was, may not know the right people the way I wish I had, wish I did, but I'm capable. I can figure this job out. I'm a good leader, or I'm a good analyst, or I'm a good gym teacher, or I'm a good whatever, librarian, facilitator, entertainer, whatever it is. I am good at what I do. I can figure this out. Find whatever it is, whatever thought it is that calls on you or enables you to feel those things you want to feel: confident, courageous, grounded, calm, at peace, capable, whatever they are for you. And again, it kind of depends on the situation, right? If I'm going to dinner with my husband and I'm like, God, I'm so tired and this is terrible and I just want to crawl into bed, that's not helpful. But I don't need to feel capable. I probably don't need to feel confident. I just need to feel energetic and excited and playful, sexy. That was my sexy face, right? I could tell. But that's what I mean. It depends on the situation, but the flow is the same. That's why limiting beliefs are so important. And I have a lot of heady people. Was a heady person, overthinker. They're just thoughts. I would say. They're just thoughts. I know I should change them, but I'm independent of my brain, of my thoughts. I control me. I control my actions. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sure you do. Uh-uh. Your thoughts control your feelings, which control your actions. It's just the way it is. Okay. To be in alignment, right? So how do we bring this back to alignment? I feel like that's obvious, but I'm going to say it anyway, right? To be in alignment, we must be living our truth. We must be being honest with ourselves. We must be not limiting ourselves. And so to get to that place, we really need to stop the limiting beliefs. The more that we can stop the limiting beliefs, the more that we can come back into alignment, because we'll start to feel grounded and calm and connected and capable and courageous. We're not going to feel frustrated and mad and shameful and sad and guilty and resistant. That's not our aligned self. I wasn't going to talk about this today, but I will throw it in here at the end. I was going to do a separate post about it because I don't have the book here. But being on this topic of alignment and limiting beliefs, there is one of my favorite books, The Way of Integrity by Martha Beck. Highly recommend it. Recommend it so much that I will do another probably video, post, whatever on her. But in it, the biggest thing that will make a difference that you don't have to read the book for, right? That's why I'm here. So my clients don't have to read all the books. 30 days. She calls it, I think, the integrity challenge, right? 30 days of not lying. And a lot of people will say, oh, but I don't lie. You don't lie to other people. I get that. Okay. What about to yourself? Do you lie to yourself? And holding back, staying quiet, not speaking the thing you want to speak is actually a form of lying, because the silence speaks instead of what you want to say. So if you are keen to get into alignment, if you are keen or interested in breaking down your limiting beliefs, take on the exercises of asking yourself, do I know this to be 100% true? Of doing the, what is my thought? What feelings is it causing? Or enabling me to feel? What actions does that drive? What results do I get? Is this serving me? Changing it. And I would encourage you to take on not lying. 2 weeks, I would say 30 days. I would honestly say the rest of your life, but who am I? You will, if you take on that challenge, you will notice very quickly all the times that you are holding back, not saying what you want to say, and what you're telling yourself. How it does not serve you, how you do not know it to be 100% true, which makes it a lie. So to be aligned, we have to know who we are. Day one, self-discovery, red threads. Love me some red threads. One of my favorite parts of being a coach is diving into people, what their red threads are. Day two, self-doubt. What are our limiting beliefs? How do we recognize them? How do we get under them? How do we become aware of them? And how do we shift them? All right. Thank you for being here. I'd love to hear what you're taking away. If you have questions, concerns, anything, comment it if you can. Send me a message, right? Pigeon or owl, whatever it is, you can find me. I'm here. And I hope you have a fabulous day. Take care. Bye. What do we do here?